Welcome back to the WHHI News. Joining me now via Zoom is Brenda Shaw. She's the Chief Development Officer with the Lowcountry Food Bank. Brenda, thanks for coming on. And I want to ask you, people who may not be familiar with you, what do you do? What's your mission statement?
Yeah, so we serve the 10 coastal counties of South Carolina, and we want to make sure that we are providing food assistance to our neighbors in need who need it the most.
And how do you do that?
So we have a network of about 230 partner agencies. And so these are the food pantries that you'll see in places of worship, community centers, senior centers, all up and down the coast. And so they are the ones who are on the front lines, really distributing, close to 90% of the food that we put out there. Last year, we did over 45 million pounds of food.
I mean, that number is just incredible to me. When people say, gee, Brenda, are people really going hungry? I know the phrase some people use is food insecurity. Does it exist in those areas that you serve? You can speak of it firsthand.
Yeah, absolutely. 12% of our population on the 10 coastal counties of South Carolina are considered food insecure. So that's over 184,000 people, of which 50,000 are children. So we know it is a serious problem.
I want to ask you, I had read recently that the USDA was going to be backing off on helping out food banks, and I don't know how many states, but I know South Carolina was listed among those states. That's got to have an impact on you needing additional help from people out there, right?
It certainly will. I mean, we're undergoing a risk assessment to really look at those programs that will be affected the most by the USDA cuts. We are going to rely on additional donations from, private individuals, from corporations, from foundations. It's just something that we are going to have to look at and really address this year.
One of your goals is to provide people who come to get nutritional food that is healthy, that is fresh. You do have programs that address that too, do you not?
Yeah, absolutely. We really focus on whole foods, so produce, protein, and dairy product. Last year, over 65% of what we distributed was whole foods. Every year our goal is that 35% of the food we're distributing be fresh produce, and a lot of that comes from local farmers.
How many partners do you have as far as food pantries go?
So it's about 230 partner agencies, but then we also work with a lot of school districts up and down the coast. So it's more than 230 individual places where people can go to find assistance.
How important, you're the head of development there, how important is it making communities aware of what you do, educating them, and really seeing if you can get them engaged with what you do?
We depend greatly on private support from individuals. And so it truly is a way for people to get involved in their communities, to make sure that their neighbors are, getting the nutritious food they need to live healthy and active lifestyles. But it's one of those things where, it's a huge scale. It's not just, that we're providing a couple bags of groceries, a month. We're talking 45 million pounds of food last year.
And when you think of it, and we're thinking about providing food, you also need the mechanism to store that food, do you not, as far as keeping it fresh? I mean, refrigerators, freezers, do you
Yep.
need funds for that kind of thing?
Yeah, absolutely, especially with our partner agencies. If we can help a partner agency get a refrigerator, that just gives them the capability to, store more food, store more fresh produce, and get it to their neighbors in need. Even our new facility that's going to be in Hampton County, the bulk of that is a cooler space. And, just for logistical purposes, we're going to be able to store more produce because of our new facility.
Well, that'll make a huge difference. And when you look at the people that are actually able to get food from you, we're talking the whole age range, are we not? We're not just talking children or adults, we're talking seniors too, right?
Yeah, in all honesty, about 50% of the people we serve are children and seniors. Unfortunately, South Carolina is a top 10 state for senior food insecurity. On top of those 50,000 children that are food insecure, South Carolina has a serious problem when it comes to senior food insecurity.
Well, Brenda Shaw, as always, thanks for joining us, letting us know what you are doing for those people out there that are food insecure, helping our community, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And we'll be back in just a moment.